Well, it was a little more than a year ago where we had the first meeting of the, at the time, the North County chapter of the South Florida 912 project. We met right across other side of PGA in the multi-purpose room of the Greenwise Marketplace. I think there was about 30 chairs, and I think we had about 45 people show up, so standing room only. And here we are a year later, and from what I understand, we've got 200 chairs filled to capacity here. What a difference a year makes, right?
That's right.
This is the third opportunity that I've had over the last year to introduce Colonel West to our group. And each time it seemed like every what's the word I'm looking for here? Every inspiration that I was getting in writing an introduction came along the lines of shepherds. I think our first meeting was actually on Good Shepherd Sunday. And as we were getting close to Christmas, I was thinking about shepherds as well. So I started looking around for quotes about shepherds, and with the turnout here, I think I picked a pretty good one. In John 10:4, and the sheep shall follow him, for they know his voice. So, without further ado, a man who in this crowd really needs no introduction, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
I don't know what to say. Let's see. Hoorah! Hoorah! Airborne. You know, Ed just said something about you all being sheep. You're not sheep. You're lions. And just the same as Alexander always led from the front. Alexander led his cavalry and never lost a battle. That's what I seek to do. We fight together. We go forth together. It's not about me leading sheep. It's about leading Americans. And Americans are not sheep. No matter what people try to say in Washington, D.C., we're not a nation of cowards. We're not people that are afraid. You know, I always enjoy coming here and speaking to the 912 group because what you have back here on this banner is about principles over politics. It's about principles over parties. It's about philosophy and ideology of governance that guides us. And that's what is the most important thing for each and every one of us to understand. See, right now, this whole thing about Republican and Democrat is starting to break down. Because folks are looking for the individuals that will go out there and understand that it is about empowering the American people. It is not about enslaving the American people. It is about unleashing that entrepreneurial spirit that made this country great. You know, when I talk to folks, I always tell them about back when this country was expanding westward. Nobody went up to the government and said, "Can you give me a wagon? Can you give me a horse? Can you give me a bag of flour? Could you build me a bridge over the Mississippi River?" See, that's not the American way. The American way is that you challenge us, and we'll figure it out. It's just the same as I was looking on YouTube, and I saw a couple of, you know, good old boys from up there in the Panhandle say, you know, this is the way you figure out how to take the oil out of the ocean. He poured some oil in a bucket full of water. He took some hay, he threw it in there, he swooped it around a little bit, and guess what? All the oil connected itself to the hay, and he pulled it out. See, that's American ingenuity. We've got a government, and we've got British Petroleum sitting up there saying, well, let's see, maybe we can shoot mud into it. Maybe we can drop a big thing over it. But all the time, all you have to do is turn to the average American citizen and say, how do we do this? How do we take care of it? You see, that's the beauty of who we are. But that's the challenge of what we're about to lose right now in this great nation. That's the challenge. When you have people that don't believe that you are an exceptional people, that don't understand that in 233 years, look at what we've created here in the United States of America. The greatest constitutional republic, the greatest nation that the world will ever know. But yet people want to take that away from us. You know, in the past couple of weeks, all you have to do is sit down and look at some of the things that have been happening. I spent 2.5 years in Afghanistan. And in the past 2 weeks, every single major military base in Afghanistan has been attacked. 9 years into fighting, and we still have an enemy that is able to mount large combat operations. And what do the generals say? Well, the generals have proposed a new award for courageous restraint. We want to reward our soldiers for not shooting back. You know, and it's not just that. It's also about telling our soldiers before they go out on patrol, they can't chamber around. Well, let me tell you something. Having been in a firefight, you got about 3 to 4 seconds before people start dying. And when you have rules of engagement that provide the enemy the initiative, that provide the enemy the advantage, we're going to continue to lose our men and women. That's why you need people in Washington, D.C. that have been on the ground. You know, this morning I sat down and I met with the parents and the older brother of Lieutenant Michael Behenna. How many people have heard of Lieutenant Michael Behenna? Yeah. Lieutenant Michael Behenna is sitting in Fort Leavenworth prison right now. 15-year sentence for killing a known Al-Qaeda operative who lunged to attack him. But yet when you read the New York Times this week, the New York Times had an article whereby Afghan fathers and tribal elders are going up to the United States military and presenting a piece of paper that says that they pledge that their sons will be good if they release them and turn them back over to them. And yet we have 10 Army soldiers sitting in prison while we are allowing the enemy to be released based upon good word. We are getting upside down in the United States of America. We cannot continue to fight like this. You read the fact that North Korea just recently sunk that South Korean vessel. And what did the Secretary of State say to North Korea? We want them to apologize. Well, I just got to tell you, if you ever saw that movie, what was the one with the little puppets? Team America. Kim Jong-il is not about to apologize to anybody. But yet, all of these things are happening because we're portraying weakness all across the world. Here in the United States of America. You look at what's happening in Greece, ladies and gentlemen. If we continue on the road map that we're on right now, in maybe about 4 to 5 years, that's us. See, the whole problem that's happening in Greece is that